A very good morning to you all, dear students. So today we are going to start with the new topic under block 25, that is hearing the sound. So this is the topic of our discussion for today, hearing the sound. Alright, so our aim for today is students will be able to explain the uses of a radio as a way to communicate with others. Resources needed is teacher resource sheet, worksheet S3, exit content book, notebook, and transistor. Okay, transistor. Now the keywords for today is radio. Alright, I'm not going to explain the meaning of radio as you all know what is radio. Okay, and I'm sure you might have even seen the radio. Okay, so in the olden days, people they used to radio as a means of communication. Alright. Okay, now if you had a choice of listening to the radio, what would you like to listen to and why? So suppose you have a choice of listening to a radio, okay, FM radio or All India radio, right? What would you like to listen to and why? Okay, see, similarly today you will learn, alright, that is about the uses of radio as a way to communicate with others. Alright, let me just give you an example. Like in FM radio, All India radio, Kohima, what happened is people they used to dedicate song from one from for others, right, for their loved ones. Okay, so that is also a way of communication. Okay, using radio. Now, let me just give you a resource sheet, okay? Hearing the sound. Now I'll read for you. Please listen carefully. You can even pause the video and read for yourself, okay? So I'll read for you. Listen carefully. Now, point number one. You want to tell people to attend a music, okay? So we are here, okay? Point number one. So I'm gonna read all this for you till 6. You want to tell people to attend a music show that is happening in your town. Think of all the interesting things in that show and why people should watch it. How will you say this on a radio? Point number 2. You want to tell people about a new biscuit that is available in the market. Give a name to this biscuit. Think why they should buy and eat it. Share it with others like the way it is told in a radio. Point number 3. Think of 4 important things that happened in your school this week or the previous week. How will you say this on the radio so that people can know about it? Point number 4. Imagine that you have to play songs for people. Think how you will talk to people on the radio and play the songs like they do in FM channel as I've explained to you. Say it like the way it is told in a radio. Point number 5. Imagine a cricket match is being played and you have to say a cricket commentary on a radio so that people hear and know how the game is being played. How will you say this on the radio? The last point. You have to give a message to the people to drink clean water so that they don't fall ill. How will you say this on a radio? So all these are situational, right? Where if you want to communicate through radio, how are you going to present yourself? Right? Hope you are getting me. Now let's move into our discussion. Okay. So if you have read, after reading the situation, okay, imagine you have to share this on the radio. Okay, the above given information. Discuss how will you share how how you would like to say it on radio. You can always think of a different characters and dialogue, and you have to divide it among yourself. Okay, but since you are alone, once you are ready, okay, you can write down the answer in your notebook. Okay, like how you are going to uh how you are going to announce. All right. or how you're going to share, okay, in the radio. You can either speak in English or any other language, okay. Now coming back to our discussion, what did you present it why did you present it in this way? This is based on your understanding, okay. Why did you present it in this way? how will listening how will how will listening to what you said help people? Let me repeat the question. Why did you present it in this way, and how will listening to what you said help people actually? All right, see, mm, we cannot see things on a radio as we do in a television. We in television we see people, right? But in radio we don't see them, okay? We just hear the voice, right? We can hear voices on the radio. So it is important to speak clearly in a way that people can understand what is being said, okay. So it also helps to act and use dialect to make it interesting, all right. So if people hear that a new type of biscuit is available in the market, they can go and buy it. That is after hearing from radio, all right. And if they know of a music event happening in the city, they can actually attend it by getting the information from radio, all right. And if they want to listen to music or know about traffic jam on road, they can listen to the radio, okay. That is the things that you can do and how it will help people. Now radio, if we were to divide radio, okay, you'll see that can hear news, can hear song. Through radio we can hear in different language, that is our own mother tongue, and needs battery or electricity, okay, in order to do that, to hear radio. And also the last thing is easy during traveling. So radio is a very easy ways of communication, especially during traveling, all right, as you can carry with you everywhere, okay, unlike television which is so big. The next question, what kind of program do you usually hear on a radio? All right, now radio, now we are also familiarized with what is radio. So what kind of program do you usually hear on a radio, or do you usually see your parents or your grandparents hear on a radio? And how does the radio help in giving and sharing information? When is a radio more important for people than a newspaper or a television? When do we consider radio more important for people than a newspaper or television? In what a situation we find it radio more important than newspaper and television? Alright, so please listen carefully, okay? See, we hear news, we listen to music, will get to know about events happening in the city, okay? Or regarding the new products that is introduced in the market, the traffic situations in the city, cricket commentary, and other important things, okay, that is from the radio. We can also hear like programs in different languages, like either in Hindi, Bengali, Assamese, or even in our mother tongue, right? Or if someone does not understand English, he or she can listen to program in her or own language. All right, even among our Nagas, we have lots of language, right? So that is how we can listen to program, okay, in our own local language. And see, a smaller radio can also function with a battery, so people can carry it with them anywhere they go, all right, because it is so handy that you can actually carry wherever you go, okay. So these are called radio transistor. Mobile phone also have radios nowadays, like FM radio, right? So those are called radio transistor, okay. The last question, What is different between a radio, newspaper, and television? So what differences do you see in radio, newspaper, and television? Very simple and easy, right? So see, if you talk about the differences, okay, if people are unable to read a newspaper, they can always listen to a radio, right? So someone like uneducated person who cannot read and write, still then they can always listen to a radio, okay, because it is verbal means of communication. In India, many people who settle in villages, they depend on the radio for information. Why? Because as they may not be able to read newspaper, right, and television are not available. Television may be more expensive for them, okay, for the people who are living in the village, right? And the news and information on a radio reach people more quickly than a newspaper, all right? Because in order to all right share the news of today's event, means if it is through newspaper, means you have to share tomorrow, you have to go for printing and all, right? But through radio, information can be passed more quickly as compared to newspaper. And also a radio is less expensive as compared to television, yeah. So a radio is less expensive and also is smaller in size than a television, and can be used by most people even while traveling. All right, so those are the benefit of radio, okay, as compared to newspaper and television. For today, you have to complete your practice question number 4 and 5, okay. 4 and 5. Practice question 4 and 5. 4 is write the difference between a radio and newspaper. 5. How do you think people listen to the radio? When do you think people listen to radio? Along with your worksheet S3, hearing the sound. So please do this work for today, okay. All the best and have a good day.